And so what people don't understand, those ropes there's metal.
Yep.
They'll burn your ass.
Those shits, it's metal. They hurt, right? Like hell. And so what you got to do is you build up a callus where it doesn't hurt, right? That muscle, that area. So you do that for an hour. You're rolling, you're tumbling, you're jumping, you're flipping, you're landing flat for an hour. They wanted to see how much I can take.
Before you start throwing up.
Or before I throw up.
2-a-day style.
Yeah, before I threw up. And I said, well, you're gonna find out because I'm not fucking quitting. I'm not quitting.
Yeah.
So I went for an hour straight, nonstop. Never been in the ring, never, had any practice, anything like that. And this Billy Gunn was taking me through all this. So what's crazy is, and this is when, you hear all these stories about Vince McMahon, and actually we actually end up having a relationship afterwards, but at the time I never met him. They got the eye in the sky. It's him. He's watching. Vince McMahon watched my workout from Connecticut, the whole one. So he was the one that kind of gave the green light after he seen me do everything. Wow. The JBL called him and said, Shawne on the mic is really good. And that's why they offered the contract.
So they had like a cam on you and he was watching
the whole time.
Stanford.
The Vince cam. Just
Vince
connected
cam.
to anything that he sees. What was that first conversation with Vince like?
It was cool, and I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you why I have even a lot of knowledge and some success I'm having now, right? You would think somebody that been in the industry that long is kind of hands off, right? Vince he's next level with everything he has his hand on, and we were walking. I think it was a SmackDown or Monday Night Raw. It's one of them that I was actually hosting, right? Doing a post shows, but I was there early. I wanted to meet everybody, meet the production, meet everybody, and kind of go around. That's I always show up super early, and so I saw Vince, and he was walking down the ramp, and nobody was in there. It was just him and like 7, 8 other people behind him. They were all walking down the ramp, and then Vince looked up, and it was like this light bulb that was like faced the other direction, and he looked up, and he was like, "Hey." He tapped the guy that was behind him. I forgot who it was. Tapped the guy behind him. Said, "Hey, fix." I'm like, "There's 1,000 lights in there." I'm like,
micromanager.
Yeah, and I was like, "What?" I said, first of all, how do you even see it in the first place? But to be that involved, and so I started spending some time with him, and he's next level. When it comes to a lot of that, and I actually learned a lot from Vince McMahon being around him because it was nothing that he didn't do, nothing he didn't have his hands on.
He wouldn't ask you to do anything that he wouldn't do himself.
He did everything right. He had his hands on every single thing that moved, and he basically told me like that's what you have to do to have that type of success. And from that point on, that's what I did. Nothing happened around me that I wouldn't do.
Well, there was, I think Rob Gronkowski was supposed to host WrestleMania the year of the pandemic, right? And Vince wanted him to jump back first off of like a catapult that was like 20 feet high. And Rob's like, "I don't know if I'm going to do that." And Vince is like, "No, it's easy. I'll show you." So 75-year-old Vince McMahon goes up to the catapult, does it without even hesitating, and falls straight back on the padding that they had for him down there. And as soon as he hits it, he goes, "See, Rob? Easy. Piece of cake. You do it." And Rob's like, "I still don't want to do it."
That dude, honestly, that was him, and I spent a good amount of time around him, but I think that just me being around that and having the opportunity to see that, because from the outside, you're like, okay, it's Vince McMahon who grew this whole entertainment business. I mean, he is wrestling. He grew everything that was going on from where wrestling was super regional, super local back in the day to a big conglomerate. You would think that he didn't have his hands in everything like he did.
That's right.
And I couldn't have been more. He had his hands in everything. And he told me